There we go. I feel like these last few days of working on the game, you know, we're leading to the last few days. And by last few days, I mean like April 6th, right? I feel like they've been very boring because it's mostly like bug fixing and shit. So. Hopefully there's something interesting in these last few streams. I didn't stream yesterday because I was just doing this stuff. This was super boring. Like, I'm telling you, this is like the most boring thing. I go through, I check these things, then I go in here and check which ones, you know, like this has been awful to do. It's been horrendous. But I'm not going to show that on stream. We could do some localization work on stream. Wouldn't that be fun? Anyways. Let's see what we got here. Enemies not attacking in certain sequences, like holding forklift button and door button in L2. Let's see if I fix that. Let's see if I fix that. Good vibes from Scarborough. Hey, what's up, Sean? Son of 5, Ghost. I haven't been to Scarborough in a hot minute. I think it's been like a few months since last time I passed through there. Had a great time playing last night, loving the progress. Hey, hell yeah. I'm probably going to be releasing another beta branch update soon, just because... Oh, you see what's going on with the shadows of the trees? The dithering impacts the shadows? You guys see that? Maybe we change the view distance of the trees if that's the case. That being said, these trees should be a static shadow. I guess they're not because we have shadow from the sun on our character model. Well, I need to fix that? Light bias setting, I think? No, it's the draw distance. It's the draw distance, drawing it back in. The reason why this is occurring is because the draw distance is, it's not that, it's pretty far. It's because the sun is so like, you know, like it's got an angle that looks like that. So obviously all these far trees are going to suddenly get impacted. No, it's the LOD. It's the LOD. The LOD1 has cast shadows turned off. I can see it. Man, I was supposed to fix something else, and here I am fixing some other shit. Oh man. Is this delay released till tomorrow kind of problem? Nah. So let's see here. Let's go to LOD1. Oh, cast shadows turned to true, but then I think LOD2 has cast shadows turned to false. Let's turn on cast shadows, and then LOD3 can have no cast shadows. But the screen size of that is let's do screen size 0.04, and then let's see, auto 1, 2. Pretty tight. Probably do 0.06. A bit far, but that should resolve that weird shadowing problem. Now, apparently... Oh no, I don't think the lighting needs to be rebuilt. It's just because I have all the levels loaded. That should kind of resolve our shadowing problem a bit. Delete the sun. I could set it to static, but then it looks a little weird. I don't think the trees are popping in anymore. I'm not noticing it anymore. So that's good. Obviously, though, that does come at a cost. All of these trees are casting dynamic shadows. That's still happening. Do I have that on my list? Because that's kind of annoying. One of the hand-to-hand executions causes camera to flicker. I have no idea why that's happening. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know why that's happening, but it's definitely not a good look, and it happens consistently. It's not like a one-off thing, so it has to be something in the animation causing that to happen. So that would be a good thing to fix, because it's kind of shit. Not so good. I've also been kind of trying to think, how can I make the AI harder? Like, what is that guy doing, man? God. AI is an annoying problem that is both my own design and also I don't know what the pathfinding is trying to do. Let's hear. If we start opening the gate, the enemies should be attacking us. Right now, the problem is... See, right now, like, they're supposed to be spawned. Like, where are they going? I don't know what they're doing, man. Like, we have a bunch of enemies that are supposed to be spawned right here. It's kind of like a non-challenge. Like, it's honestly kind of useless. Like, nothing occurs while holding this fucking button. So that issue is still ongoing. Yeah, I would like to fix that because I do think it looks kind of like shit. Or not looks like shit, it just feels a lot like shit. Like, not seeing the AI do anything feels kind of horrendous. Yeah, AI is a tough one, man. AI is definitely a tough subject. I honestly am of the opinion that I think good AI takes a game so far. You know what I mean? Like, good AI. But obviously, good AI also means you have good mechanics that interact with that AI. You know? Great for console. Oh no, I'm not talking about AI. I'm talking about in-game AI. I'm talking about in-game AI behavior. I'm overthinking it. I don't know. I feel like it's, you know, at a distance, like you don't see it until you start playing the game more often, and then you kind of see it. You know what I mean? Like I think it's one of those things as you play the game. I wonder if this is still broken, counting the enemies. Because how is it that it's 84 out of 85? Did we like miss one of them? What? Oh, am I missing him? I'm just good at the game. So that's another thing. It is true. I'm probably better than like at least 50% of the players, but I do think there's a problem with like the AI is just not enticing enough. I don't know if did I do this on stream, the steaming sound? I think I did that off stream. I don't remember. Hey! Huh? How did he get back there? What the hell is he doing there? Oh. Did that baseball bat guy in the corner even try to hit you? That's the thing. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if we should make the AI, even if they don't have a token, if you get too close to them, should we just make them automatically attack? You're just used to your game and your average player will have a harder time with the AI than you are. Yeah, but it's also like let's say I only put specific functionality on harder difficulties. You know what I mean? Which we did. We did put a little bit of changes and whatnot, but it still doesn't even feel it still doesn't necessarily feel challenging, I guess. I don't know how I hit that guy. That was pure luck. Do the NPCs act differently based on what the other NPCs are doing? They all kind of try to group up and stay around the player. If there's too many around the player, the other ones will group up but stay farther away. The thing I don't like about that system is they will randomize that location no matter what. We're not using EQS for that. I probably should use EQS for that, because what ends up happening is they'll go in a random spot going through a bunch of doors and do like a really weird random functionality. Some of them will take cover. Some of them will take cover. Although the cover system's a bit stupid. But it's gotten to a point now where it's like, do I spend months, another month, trying to fix the AI, or do I just say fuck it and, you know, cut my losses and just go to the next one? But I spent so long on this game, do I at least spend one more month to try to make the AI better? I don't know. I don't know if it would take me a month, but... like, what are they doing, man? Some of these guys, what are they doing? I think I'm technically on the hardest difficulty right now. What are they doing? None of them are attacking. Do they have attack tickets? Yeah, we use a token system or ticket system. This is definitely a bug. I don't really know what's going on. Maybe the tokens weren't expired? It says allocated tickets is equal to 2. But who has those tokens? I don't know. How do you... Does anybody know? Okay, this is a debugging thing that I still have not figured out. How do I look at a specific variable in my game and then see the current preview of what it is? Because there's a subscribed agents, but I don't know. I can hover over this stuff and it shows me. We have a none in there. Interesting. There's a none in there. Aren't those 2 ticket guys lost in the woods? Let's see if I can preview what their token says. Maybe the system is giving a token to an enemy that is not even aggroed yet. Maybe like that could be the problem. Maybe they're trying to request a token when they shouldn't be requesting a token. You can right-click the variable pin and watch the value, but I feel like that's never worked for me. I don't know if I could do that within the variables list. I know you could do it here. You can do it here within these areas. I did look at that array though, and something's not right about that one. So this is getting our player character. That one's correct. Our token count is 2. Which is correct, because we're playing on that difficulty right now. So that's correct. However, our allocated tokens are currently 2 right now. I think we moved into the next level and somehow allocated tokens did not reset. Either that or enemies far away from here have the tokens. Here's what's weird. The enemies from afar shouldn't have the tokens. You know, golden. Oh, you know what it is? Right. Not smart of me. But is that what it is? I think agent is what makes it expire after a certain period of time. Right. But this can't expire. This can't expire if the object doesn't exist. So, you know, that creates a bit of a problem. That being said, we do have an event end play that then expires the token. So is this not running? Yeah, that would be another one, Monk. If we make it so they can attack when you're just within a specific distance from them, like if you're literally just touching the enemy, they probably should just attack you no matter what. I feel like that would be a good thing on the melee enemies, right? I feel like that would be a good adjustment. Maybe. Does anybody have like a... Does anybody have a... I might install Sifu right now. Hold on. Do I have Sifu installed? Please tell me I have Sifu installed. I don't. Fuck. Do I have it on Steam? I don't think I do. I think it's... Oh, it's 60% off on Steam. Whatever. I already have it on Epic Games. Let me install this. Required storage space in my E drive. I've got 112 gigs. I also have another drive I literally have not used. It's a 4 terabyte drive, and I'm pretty sure it's an NVMe. Whatever, just put it in this one. Auto update? No. Regardless of token of too close attack makes total sense. It makes sense. I want to see if other games potentially do something like that in like melee games. I haven't played Sifu in a while, so I'm probably gonna die a bunch. You got a void? Like if you are literally touching... So here's the thing. When you're touching the enemy, like literally touching them, technically they're supposed to shove you. They're supposed to shove you. But, yeah. One 4 terabyte NVMe, one 4 terabyte hybrid, and 2 terabyte SSDs. Got a little bit of everything, eh? I have not used it at all. It's literally been empty since I installed all the new parts. Four terabytes is life. I gotta start using it more. I think I was gonna start using it for like... I'll probably start using it for the next project. I feel like that would be a good idea for the next UE projects. I start putting it on that one. Because my drives are starting to fill up, except for Fat Daddy. But Fat Daddy is a hard drive, not an NVMe or SSD. So... yeah. No, I put my Windows on a 1 terabyte. I used to have my Windows on a 256 gigabyte SSD. That was the worst experience ever because it will quickly fill up due to temp files. It'll quickly fill up due to software. It is awful. It is the worst experience I had to go through. So I'm really glad this shit's on a 1 terabyte. Oh God. I love having a 60 terabyte server sat next to me. Avoid storing too much locally. How do you use that server, Void? Do you just run it through Ethernet? Do you run it locally through your PC? I've been thinking about a server, but I have no clue how I would go about setting it up. That being said, I guess currently I don't really have much use for it. Once I clean up the wife's PC, I had a solid 200 gigabyte temp files. Nice. My girlfriend one time, because I built her a PC, and I got her, I think, an NVMe for her operating system. I think it's just that. I don't think she has anything else in there. I think one time she was like, should I defragment my hard drive? I'm like, no. It is not a hard drive. You do not defrag the NVMe. Please do not push that fucking button. do not push that button. Don't push that button. Don't do that. I've been on a 250 gigabyte drive for ages. It's 1 terabyte SSD with split 750/250 for Ubuntu/Windows. That's okay, I think. Like, that's okay. I guess it really depends on what you're doing. It's networked using TrueNAS and just sits on the network waiting to do stuff. It's rather useful. Run a few SMB shares and boom, sorted. Interesting. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about how I would set that up if I were to get one. I think at one point I was thinking of setting one up because I was doing a lot of like, I was thinking of like literally recording every stream locally. And at one point I was doing that, but obviously that fills up my drive a lot. Because recording locally is a lot better quality than re-downloading a YouTube stream or something like that. But then I just didn't really care too much for YouTube. Okay, so current problem. This end play is not activating. That being said, oh no, I can't set multiple timers. Shit. Recording locally for the lifestyle devlogs. I don't know if I'd go back to the devlog life. You know? I don't know if I would. I think I would probably do what I think I would probably just do what the Road to Vostok guy is doing, and you know, every month take a video of everything I worked on for that month. Honestly, I think I would probably rather do that than, you know, rather than recording as things get built. I feel like it just doesn't really matter all that much. On my PC, I want to store like programs I use, Google Drive and games. Those are on a separate drive. Gotcha. Such G drive, render cache, etc. I wonder if versus a server, I actually just build another PC. Like, I wonder if I should just build another PC and then do a dual PC streaming setup. No time lapses. Nah, unless I get bored and I randomly want to like time lapse modeling or something. Which could be fun sometimes, I guess, but God, you can't trust UE. Sometimes shit doesn't work. If this happens in someone's playthrough, and it clearly just happened to us, they just have no enemies attacking them, which is not fun. No one has fun when that happens. A surefire way of fixing this, or a sure, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. A definitely thing that would fix this would be every time we load into a completely different level, we just clear the tokens altogether. And clear the allocated tokens, and that should work. So I'm pretty sure that would literally just be this. It would just be this. Clear allocated tokens. Clear, let's do this. How can we rename this? Because I also want to remove any null subscribed agents. Now, I don't know what that's actually used for. Oh, we check the best score. So we do want to fix any null agents. Alternatively, we can check if a agent is null from here, which is probably a good like little janitorial fix. So if they're valid, do this. If they're not valid, then let's go ahead and remove them from the subscribed agents. And that's a bit of a little fix there. The only downside to the dual BC sub could be the nightmares with audio such video sync. Right, I have heard of a few things. We'd have to definitely delay the video so then the audio can catch up or whatever, or vice versa. Okay. So this should fix any null agents getting a token. It's usually delaying audio. That makes sense, yeah. How do you update the game in Unreal after packaging it for the first time? How do you update the game in Unreal after packaging it for the first time? How do you update the game in Unreal? Do you mean update the game on Steam, Golden? You're gonna end up accessing invalid indexes on that array. What are we using the index for? Oh, you're right. Shit. You're right. Good catch. Shit. Here's an alternative. We send a array of null agents and then we destroy them after we get the agent best score. And then that would be probably the best way of doing this. Okay, that would be the fix there. So we add the current null agents, then we get agent best score and we find the references to that. And it's right here. So what we could do is we send the information. Yeah. You copy the array into a local one, then for loop over the local one, remove any invalids from the original one. That is another way of going about it. That's another way of going about it. That does sound better. It does sound better. Let's just do that. Good call. So subscribed agents is the actual one. And then in the local variable, current null agents, we'll call this agents looping. So we'll remove the item from this. But we'll just set agents looping to subscribed agents. And then we'll go through the loop of agents looping. Yep. That looks about right to me. It's funny, we do an is valid check here. I'm just gonna leave that there, might as well. I don't want to put it in the false here because then we remove something that might not be null. So I just want to do it here. So that's fine. This is the best way we could do it. Stop. Don't. Stop. There we go. Okay. Watch the AI be fucking cracked. Our AI is stupid. It's like all of them are drunk. Like, do you create a depot in Steam every time you update? No, you actually keep the same depot. You only create a new depot when you have a different kind of version, like a beta, for example. When you want to push an update, let's say you're pushing to default or main or whatever it's called, it'll just create the build ID for you. So you literally just upload, and then I think the Steamworks API, I think the Steamworks documentation has all the information for that if you want to take a read at that stuff. But those will go through and hold on, I'm trying to think of words right now. Yeah, it'll just make it for you. So it's actually really simple. And I don't even use the CMD because I hate using the CMD. They have a they give you a .exe that you can use that has a whole visual interface and everything that makes it 10 times easier to just upload things. Now, I think the difference between beta and main, beta, I can just upload it and it'll automatically set that to the latest. The new thing now that they did, I think like 6 months ago, is you have to approve main builds being uploaded on the Steamworks website. So it's kind of a two-step process. You have to upload it and then approve it, and then it'll, on your mobile app, it'll ask you for approval for it. So it's like a security measure. I think what happened is a game got hacked, and then the hacker uploaded files to that, and that didn't require a 2FA kind of step process. So what ended up happening is a bunch of people got a virus on just a pre-existing game that was perfectly safe beforehand. I think that was the thing that made Steam pull the trigger on creating a 2FA process for the upload stuff. Nice, which I think is good. I think from a security standpoint, it's a good thing that they do that. So, yeah. What you're saying is that Superfile will have a virus. Yep. A virus for your brain. A virus for your brain. A virus for a game that's apparently abandoned. By the way, that person still hasn't changed their review. So I think we're stuck with that review forever, guys. I think we're stuck. I think we're stuck with that review. I think we're stuck with this review forever. I guess that's my own fault for not making like a newsletter article about the newest updates to I should have probably just made a devlog or something. I don't know. Probably my own fault. What I'm surprised by is that this page doesn't show the latest news on here, actually. I guess maybe it's too old? I don't know. Anyways, our tokens. So our end play is not playing. We have this clear allocated tokens. Where do we call clear allocated tokens? What would be the best spot to clear this? Are news updates, maybe not big updates? We've done a few big updates. It's just not showing on the main, like, if you look here, we have this major update, but I guess because it was October 3rd last year, I guess it was so far away that it doesn't consider it as, like, I guess it's too old for it to appear on the page. Yeah, it doesn't appear anywhere on the page. Reset tokens on begin play. Let's do this. I have an idea. This level has a different way of... wait, which level is this? This is in the persistent level. Yeah, it wouldn't be world destroy because I think we are keeping the player character in existence. Chris, I'm dying soon. Finish this before I die. Don't be like GTA. I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. I think we should be feature ready by Friday. I think, I don't know if the localization will be ready by then, but at least, you know, hopefully by Friday we have the trailer, or the first trailer. Hold on, I'm looking for the specific actor that we use for putting the player in the next level. Here it is. We use next level. Okay, I can close this because this is lagging my computer. No, don't save any of that. When we proceed to the next level, we're gonna just clear. We're just gonna clear it. I think that should be safe. This should fix the issue. I don't think... Yeah, I think we should be good. Next, let's check why sometimes enemies just don't attack in general, even if this isn't broken. Are we potentially giving tokens to enemies that are not even, like, attacking? Hmm. Can attack. Where is can attack? Grappled. Has died. Executing enemy. Nothing in here is about if they're aggro or not. Oh, fuck. Nothing in here defines if they are aggroed. Which means we are assigning tokens to an enemy that's not even aggroed. Poop. Where do we define this? Man. Where do I define this on the character? Do I define it on the controller? Da 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 da. Yeah, well. If you're abandoning the game, does that mean V1.0 is delayed till tomorrow? Man, if I was abandoning the game, don't you think I would have just released 1.0 right now? Do it? You people are psychopaths. Oh, that's funny. I don't get if the player is aggro at all. Ever. Actually. We set their enemy state, which is an enum, but we set it on the blackboard. but we don't set it on the character. Oh, we have a function, is enemy aggro. It's a pure function. Oh, okay. Get value does not equal 0. Uh-oh. Wait. That doesn't mean aggro, though. That just means if they're alerted or not. Is enemy aggro. Where the fuck do we use this? Nowhere, apparently. Oh. Hide section overlap is enemy aggro. Oh, we check if they're alerted. Man. Really aggro. Equals 2. Really aggro. Oh, actually aggro. Aggro? No, like actually really aggressive. Oh, that's fucking stupid, man. Aha! Okay, now we should no longer be giving a token to an enemy that doesn't deserve it. Yeah, fixing the AI since 2021, which is when we released the game. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Or you go with alerted and aggro. Alerted doesn't mean that they're attacking, though, so that means we have 7 seconds of a useless enemy that's doing nothing. Oh, for the naming convention. Oh. Yeah, I could probably do that. I just don't want to break any other function. I just don't want to break anything, so I'm just going to leave it there. I'll just leave it. Am I still not able to hit the tree? I fixed that. That guy's just in the back, like, just... Whoa! He's... Whoa! That guy is... Damn! Did you... Whoa! Uh-oh. 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 Oh, that's a yellow one. That's a yellow bug. That's a yellow. We give that a yellow yellow. I'll rename that return value to break too much in blueprint. Actually, though, unironically. You know what's annoying is when an enemy does that. They're running in a specific direction, and then instead of them gradually changing their direction. Why is an attack indicator spawning over there? That's on my bug list, which is really annoying, but what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah, the enemy doing this and then going instantly like that is a really feels bad moment. Like a quick turn. Because you could be aiming in that specific direction and then all of a sudden they... Like, it feels like shit when that happens. How can I fix that? I actually don't know how I can fix that. How can I fix the enemy moving in such a sporadic, weird way? I think I've already changed their deceleration and acceleration a lot. So I'm not really certain how to how to fix that part. Do I change their turn rate? Maybe I change their turning rate a bunch? Ignore the explosion in third person. I might make it so in third person we play a different explosion animation, explosion thing, effect. It's because of them becoming more alert and snapping to the target or last low in the location. What's going as they do this. So when they're moving in a direction, that's them kind of like doing the group up kind of sequence of them kind of scattering around the player. But then instantly, if they're running in a direction and then they instantly turn towards you, they like stop. AI controller had some settings about it, if I remember correctly. It could be the focus point, maybe instantly setting them, but I don't know how to change that. Use acceleration for pathfinding. I'm pretty sure we do have that. Should use acceleration for path following. If true, acceleration is applied when path following to reach the target velocity. If false, path following velocity is set directly, disregarding acceleration. So maybe their acceleration is still too quick. Oh, wait. We have the max acceleration set to 2048. Wow. Maybe I changed that on a per enemy basis. Let's take a look at the grunt. Their acceleration is set to 512. Let's change it on the default, I guess, to like 256. Don't know if that'll change anything. But this is the grunt. Do we change it in any of the other enemies? Like a dummy. 512. I'm worried that me changing this... Oh, this one's much faster. Let's set that to 512. I think it's because he runs. So let's see the ninja. 256. This is actually lower, which I think was the enemy that attacked us. That went... there has to be a rotation rate in here. Right, the rotation rate is set to 550. Huh. Maybe we change the rotation rate from 550 to even lower than that. Because I do find that the enemies do turn very, very quickly. So that could be part of the problem. What's this, guys? 256. He's set to the default. So we went from 2048 down to the default. Let's see how that feels. Let's go ahead and hit continue, which I think we're in the same level. Yeah, there we go. Nice. And let's see how this feels. Maybe it could be one of those things where we change one little thing and it makes everything feel a little bit better. The tokens feels a lot better. Like we're actually like... I know I'm covering the screen with a bunch of box traces, but believe me, something's going on here. I can feel... Okay. I think if we change the rotation rate next, it could be a good adjustment. Oh, this guy's acceleration is really fast, really, really slow. I don't think it's acceleration. I don't think it's acceleration. I think it's the rotation rate. That being said, I think they have a value for that. We set it to 360. .360 is the default. Even 360 might be a bit too much. So maybe we play around something lower. Because I think I remember I was watching some gameplay of Doom Eternal, and even the enemies in that game turn a lot slower because, you know, like, let's try 250. Let's try 250 as the default. Let's go ahead and change it in the character movement component as well. I'm also a little bit concerned that the other enemies change the rotation rate themselves, like they do. We'll see how that feels. Maybe when they're attacking, we change their value. I want to take a look at the priest because I'm pretty sure we give him a completely different rotation rate. 350 is his default. So let's actually just set the default rotation rate to 350 for this guy. We'll set him a little higher and we'll see how that feels. Okie dokie. So it actually was 360. The entire community just heard that I was here. Look at this, the attack tokens. It's feeling a lot better. Like I actually feel like I'm getting attacked by 2 enemies at once. In fact, I might have made it a little too strong. Okay, can we change the melee attack trace? That thing's gonna drive me crazy. Heard a banging from the other room. Look out the window and a turkey's banging on it. There must be some symbolism there. What's the symbolism? There you go, turn that off, so then that way we can actually playtest this without looking at a bunch of green and red boxes. I actually think the enemy AI is now, now that I fixed it, it's actually kind of brutal. Okay, so what I want to test is when enemies are starting to circle around and they get an attack priority, do they instantly turn to me, stop moving in instantly, and then... What are people going to say now when stuff now actually works? Game too hard? I don't know. That guy was trying to attack, but he couldn't. Hold on, there's too many enemies. And thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Hopefully the 1.0 adds another layer of fun. Hopefully. I think. If I stand up here, what can the enemies do? Yeah, that's problematic. Ben, in a scenario like this, what can you do? Give them the enshrouded tech and make them just jump at you? I don't know how to do that. Like automatically or dynamically give them the ability to like jump up to a spot. To just throw the bat at you, start throwing things at you, rocks. Damn it, you! I can't get up there. That's what the new COD Zombies does? I do like the idea of making the enemies jump, but I have no clue how I'm gonna make that work, dude. I don't know. The other solution would be that just making the player not able to jump up here would be one of the solutions. But that being said, there's probably multiple areas that are just like this in the game. Make them pull out an RPG. To be fair, the Enshrouded tech is super jank, but it's funny and scary as fuck when it happens. Do you guys have a video of that? Do you have them throw the bat at you? Someone did suggest that idea of someone throwing the bat. I don't know how I'd go about doing that. That would definitely be like a curveball from second base. You see, isn't that a saying? Isn't that a saying? Yeah. I think that's a saying. I'm gonna assume it's a saying. It would be funny if they do throw their weapon. But then, okay, question. If they throw their weapon, then what? Give them baseballs to start hitting at you? Bing! That would be funny. They run away. All right, how do I check if the player is in a spot that they can't go to? Okay, the nice thing about these wooden logs is we can fix this and make it so the player just can't stand on top of these. Let them pick up its stones from the ground. I like the idea of them like jumping up to where you are, because that's like a, you know, you can't gamify this shit. You can't like play the, like, you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't mess with the game in a sense. But I also like the rocks idea. I just don't know if the player gets hit by a rock and they instantly die, you know. I don't know if that would work very well. Hold on, let me add this in my list. can't type. Rock hits could just launch you backwards. Fuck, man. Ah. I posted it in clips. I don't see it. Still uploading? Oh, okay. A bit late, but what if they pull out katanas out of their ass like in the Hitman movie with Timothy Olyphant? Who the fuck? They pull out katanas out of their ass? Excuse me, what do you mean they pull out katanas out of their ass? I can't play... I gotta watch this movie in its entirety. I think I literally only watched clips of it. But it seems like a really cool movie. Yeah, I remember this clip. They just they just have a bunch of swords hidden up there. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Hold on. So the clips in Enshrouded, they just jump up to the player. Oh my god, they literally just jump up to the player. They don't even have an animation with doing it. They just run. Do you see that? Look at that guy. It looks like he's just running on the spot while getting up. There's no animation. That guy's stuck. That guy's stuck. Maybe we make them jump. Maybe we make them throw rocks. Maybe we, you know, they take a katana out of their ass. You know, I don't know. Please add Ukrainian. I'm working on it. I think we probably will end up adding Ukrainian. Enemies don't even have a falling aim. They just... no animation. They just T-pose like they're like standing on spot. We should do that too. No falling animations. Actually, we have a falling animation already, but no jumping animation. Remove the jumping animation. Okay. Here's one thing I don't like. When the enemy gets a question mark, they turn really slowly. They turn really, really slowly. Like extremely slowly. So what I wouldn't mind doing is that we set their rotation rate to faster by default. And then once they've turned, we can set the rotation rate back to the default. Let me see where that happens here. We got so many events in here, it's ridiculous. Enemy activated. What does that mean though? Like what does that actually mean? We initialize their enemy controller. But then we call aggroed? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Are we calling spotted for every single enemy when they get aggroed? Report noise event. So when they hear a noise, enemy state aggressive, request subscription called player detected, set their max walk speed, spotted visual UI, and the disable careful mode. Why do I do this in different... What? Why do I do this in different spots, man? Why do I just do this in different... Ugh. We do have a thing in here called request subscription. No, that's fucking stupid, man. Here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna set it in here, at least. Duration will be 1 second. New rotation rate, 550. So they'll turn quickly. They'll turn quickly when they hear a noise. Which I think this should be actually the best spot for that. Because that's where I was noticing they were really kind of weird. Is when they hear a noise. Death, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That should work a bit better. Can I hit the continue key? Is it going to bring me to the old level? Yes. Okay, good. So we're doing some good testing in here because now we can probably test this. Let's restart that because I just want to see what they look like when they turn. When they hear a noise, I want to see what they look like. Oh, over here. Error. We need to do the same thing here. Where do we get the player character from here? Nowhere. Yeah, all right. God, this is the stupidest code. This is so stupid. Oh, I gotta refill my water and go to the bathroom. Here's some gameplay. I'll be right back. Hello. Well, you need to pull katanas out of the ass anime. I'm not making the pull katanas out of the butt animation. We're not doing that. I don't know how we're gonna do this next thing, but we're just gonna fix this first issue, which is the rotation feeling a bit weird. So when they turn, they should instantly turn. Okay, let's see. There we go. What we should do is randomize it because it all turned at the exact same rate. Bit weird. So let's do 350 and 550, and then we'll copy the same one over here. And then now, some will turn faster than others, and some will turn a bit slower, and I think that should work pretty well. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Why are they turning so slowly? Do you guys see that? Like they were just not looking at us at all. Default rotation rate, 0. Excuse me? Why was that set to 0? I literally didn't even change that. It's set to 250. It doesn't make any sense. It literally doesn't make any sense, man. Whatever. It's fixed. Whatever. It should be fixed. Jeez. All right, well. We still have an issue where the crouch animation doesn't play. I think I'm seeing where it's going wrong. Did I remove that task? I think I did. Let's just put it in here. Crouch. Crouch animation waits for stop running anim to play for blending. I think that would be a pretty easy fix. I think I'm figuring out where this went wrong. The enemies, I think, feel pretty better. Like, are we seeing that issue again where enemies are instantly stopping when they're running? That guy did that a little bit. Not too fond of that. He kind of like instantly... It's not extremely prominent. The game is definitely a lot more ruthless now. I don't think we need to add that system in. Okay, the mercs are not rotating anymore. What happened? It's 0. Why is it being set to 0? It's fucking 250, man. Okay, so for safety, we have to go through every single enemy. Just out of the way. It's just the way it goes. Okay, it's set to 0 as well. This is a joke. This is a fucking joke. It's a joke. Diffuse enemy, 250. Would you look at that? It's perfectly fine. The elite enemy, 0, 250. Let's do 300 for this guy because he's an elite. He's got to do the part. The grunt, 300. The grunt with grenades, 300. The grunt with an RPG, 300. Guy with a knife, 300. Merc, 250. Ninja, 300. The priest boss, 350. The guy in a red suit, 250. Guy with a rocket launcher, 250. The shotgun guy, 0. Okay, of course. Unreal Engine, man. Unreal Engine. Sniper enemy, 250. Stun baton enemy, 250. I'm gonna make it 300. Is that all of our enemies? I think that's all of our enemies. Okay. Now. Okay. Now that we got past that, I think Sifu finished installing. Should we, I don't know if Sifu is a good example. Didn't check the helicopter. The helicopter derives from its own blueprint actor, so it's fine. Did I actually complete Sifu? I actually didn't finish playing it. I watched a full playthrough of it, though. I did watch a full playthrough of it. I want to see if there's anything in here pertaining to turn rate. I don't think so. It would have to be... in here. It would have to be in here. They have no air control. I feel like we just need to do something custom with their movement. Whether to raycast to underlying geometry to better conform navmesh walking characters. The hell does that even mean? The hell does that mean? Should I enable that? Do I need to enable that? I don't think so. Better conform navmesh walking character. Yeah, I don't think we need to do that. Nah. No. No, I don't think so. The braking distance override used with acceleration different path following. B, use acceleration for paths. Path following will control character movement via acceleration values. If false, it'll set the velocities directly. Okay, we have that. If set, fixed path braking distance will be used for path following deceleration. Fixed braking distance for paths. Yeah, sure. What was this set to by default? 0? Let's try 15. What does that do? Let's see what that does. Let's see it in top down because we'll probably see that the most. God, they attack so often now. Now that I fixed the system. I think they're starting to move a little better. I'm trying to keep an eye on the enemies that are not attacking yet. Let's try increasing that value, like an insane amount. Let's try increasing it to an insane amount. So right now it's set to 15. Let's try like 100. Fixed path braking distance. Path following deceleration. Okay, let's see what it looks like. I think I finally figured it out. Figured out what, Ripper? That we're all here to create awesome games. Hell yeah, that's what it all comes down to. See, he still instantly stops. So let me try raising it to even higher. Let's do 1,000. I didn't know what that error was, but let's just assume it was nothing. Help, Josh keeps dying playing Suit for Hire. Josh in the corner, struggling with the current build of the game. Me, let's make the AI harder. Or well, not really harder, but just more consistent. I'm not really seeing this path following deceleration. I'm not really seeing it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really seeing what this does. And I bet you if I were to if I were to look at the code for this, this doesn't fucking do anything. UE4, fixed path braking distance. Oh my god, what is this? At 30 FPS? This is in UE5 though, so... So let's see, what does it do when it's 200? Because I'm not seeing that, man. Oh, he's stopping. I don't see any of my enemies doing that. I don't see any of them. They're not doing that. They just abruptly stop in... Maybe it's their deceleration. What's their deceleration set to? Braking, deceleration, walking. Deceleration, walking, and not applying acceleration is a constant opposing force that directly lowers velocity by a constant value. Does that video show what his deceleration setting is? No. I don't see that, but let's try something. Oh, he disappeared because I'm in the different checkpoint. I don't want to reset my checkpoint, so I'm actually just gonna set his checkpoint to -1. No, he's just instantly stopping. The damn box is in the way. I think it might have to do with the deceleration. I don't know if the other enemies have a different value though, which is really annoying. I wish I could like look at them and... What is your deceleration? 1024. So it's a different number. Let's see. Grunt. What is your deceleration set to? 1024 as well. Here's the idea. Let's try 600. He just walks to it instantly. Something's not right. Something is not right. Yeah. Maybe I don't have some of the settings set to the correct ones. Either that or the grunt has its own settings. Let's see. Obviously it would. Obviously it would. I set it in one spot and it doesn't care. No, it does. It has all that. Use acceleration for the paths. Use acceleration for path. So that's all set. I don't know. How's finishing your game coming along? We're getting pretty close. I'm just doing some nice little edits and finishing touches to levels and a little bit of balancing here and there. A lot of bug fixing, just making sure that the game feels stable Because I remember we used to have quite a few reviews where like, game's really good, but there's a lot of bugs. And I'm like, what? So just trying to fix as much quirks as we can. Off stream, I should be working on the trailer. I might work on a little bit of a like a button to do some trailer stuff. I need to put some mouse lag so then we can smooth the mouse, because I don't want to record on a controller. Well, I can, but recording with mouse would be easier. I just have to put a bit of a rotation lag to it so it's not as like visually intense, because that's the problem that I had with my last recording that I did for like 20 minutes. Now, that the cool gameplay clip is cool, this one here, but it's recorded with a mouse, and you can kind of see that it's recorded with a mouse, you know what I mean? So I do want to add some stuff there to make it feel a little bit better and whatnot. I don't know if it's trailer worthy. Please make it 60 FPS throughout. Nothing worse than a trailer with FPS drops, of course. Wish all the success. I thank you, Ripper. Appreciate it. No, I want to make this recording the best I can. No shortcuts. Make sure it's looking really smooth. Make sure it's very high quality, high bit rate, everything. I just want to make sure that it's at its best potential. Because I might, if I'm going to have the final trailer should look at its best, right? Because that's going to be the last thing that we end up doing for the Steam page. The other early access trailers, okay, you know, we got some quirks in there. That's okay. But for the 1.0, we got to make sure it's juicy. Make sure it's at its best. If we want to zoom in on something, we zoom it in during the recording, not in post. Because if we do it in post, that just lowers the resolution, which looks like ass. We did that a few times for some of the older trailers. Not great. Definitely not great. Not good. It does beg the question, though. A zooming in and out function. Do we make it so the player can control the zoom in, the zoom out? The problem is if I do that, that might break some of the levels. But it actually, by might break some of the levels, it will break some of the levels. Maybe I make it so the default is the farthest you can go out, but then you can zoom in to zoom it in further. But the problem with zooming it in is that less enemies will actually attack you. So maybe I have to put a specific, nah, never mind, whatever. That's scope creep. You banned Josh from playing Super Fire? He's so bad. Did Josh pass the first level at least? By the way, this sounds like slander. You might go to jail for that. That sounds like a lot of slander. He has? Well, great. He's already passed some of the streams I saw. I legit saw a stream of someone stuck. Now, they were playing a pirated version, so Rip Bozo, skill issue. They could not get past the very first level. And then they quit, and I think they started playing Apex Legends or something else. And by first level, I mean literally the first level. They could not get past like the underground tunnel. Like they couldn't get past that. Like they couldn't finish the first. They didn't even get past the second part of the first chapter. They like. I saw that a couple times. Okay, where are we now on the game? Right, we're trying to figure out this weird deceleration. Maybe our move to operation is not being taken into account for the deceleration. UE4 nav pathfinding not using deceleration. AI move to deceleration isn't working. Okay, so this is 2015, so this is not going to help me. Deceleration is currently not supported for path following. Okay, let's look at 2016. With it, enables the AI controller pawns deceleration when approaching the target point. It looks like it doesn't work for the move to nodes of the behavior tree. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that bullshit. Don't tell me that bullshit. We use AI move to. AI move to. Does this not work with deceleration? Mm-hmm. Is there something overriding the deceleration? That's in the character. Yeah, that's for us. I smell like hold on. I smell like a kind of burning smell. Huh. I don't know what it is. I think someone's cooking food or something. I'm just going crazy. Does this not work? Acceleration. I'm doing a medieval super hard. Try and stop me. I'm not gonna stop you. What do you take me for? An asshole? Is it the braking friction? Um. Oh, here's a Reddit post 3 years ago. Had to hit use acceleration path, use fixed braking distance, and set fixed Use fixed braking distance. I don't know if it's the braking friction. A value of 1 gives the true drag equation. Let's try 1, I guess. There's some bullshit. Will the game go up in price when 1.0 is out? I don't know. Wait, why is this overwritten? I actually don't know how to un-override this. Deleting it doesn't work. It is actually not in the base enemy character, surprisingly enough. BPI combat. It's not in the base character. That's kind of crazy. Is enemy allowed nearby? I have no clue if this ever gets used. Oh, we only call it on the player character. That's very weird. That's so weird. That's so weird. So we only have this system on the player character, apparently. We only... What? Why? What? That doesn't make any sense. Huh. Okay, I guess. Weird. Whatever, not worried about it. What I am still worried about is the deceleration not playing. So let's test this again, just to be certain. So he goes around, and he instantly stops. Is the acceptance radius like... Okay, hold on. Let's just try this real quick. Let me make sure that's not overwritten. Okay, it's going to use the default. So we have it at 200 right now. What if we do 1,000? It doesn't do anything. I don't know. I actually don't know. We can change the deceleration. Let's try 256. Braking, deceleration, walking. Maybe that has... Maybe that contributes to the problem. I don't know. Nope, he just doesn't care. He literally does not care. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. Had to hit the use acceleration path, use fixed braking distance, and blah, 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 blah. Is it something on the player controller, perhaps? Let's take a look there. We have a path following component in here. I can't edit it. It could be that... I don't know. Anything in here? No, no, I don't think so. No. Is it something on the project settings? I don't know. This is all a part of AI system. Let's see where that is. AI system. Acceptance radius. This is default acceptance radius. Maybe it's because partial paths is set. I don't know. Maybe it's that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to do the deceleration. That's a bit of a weird one. They're like instantly stopping, which I really dislike. I would like them to decelerate. Yeah, the path following component. I clearly didn't edit it because there's nothing exposed in here. I'm not using a source version, so I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is. Let's see here. We don't have any navigation related stuff there. Maybe it's in the mesh. Nope. Capsule, perhaps? No. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Don't know what the problem is. Let me maybe we find one more. Nope. That's all of the that's all of the results. Just 2 pages and nothing showing. Yeah, I don't know. Shit's fucked. It's apparently the deceleration is not working. So there you go. Good times. I think we set all of the settings we needed. Maybe there's some settings that are overriding it. Not sure. Yeah, no clue. Let me check the grunt specifically. Maybe we like set some stuff in here. I'm pretty sure we looked through this and it was the exact same. Maybe it's project nav mesh walking? I don't know what that means though. What does that mean? Let's try it. I don't think it's gonna do anything for us, but is it because he plays an animation that he doesn't play the deceleration? What did he see? Something apparently aggroed him. Was it a bird? Uh-oh. Might be an animation. It could be maybe the animation causing it to, It could be the animation causing him to instantly just stop. It does kind of look like he's using deceleration when attacking. He's just not using it here. Let's see if we can maybe change that. Maybe we add like a little delay before them actually starting to play the animation. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not waiting for the deceleration to stop. I need to look in here. That is in the alerted state. Move to target location. Yeah, we don't have a delay in here. So what if we do a slight delay? Let's see if that'll play the deceleration. Because I think this has to have root motion. I think this animation probably does have root motion. Let's see. Does it have root motion enabled? It doesn't. Yeah, well, I don't know. I am confused. He instantly stops. Oh wait, over here we use the move to node. We use the direct move to node. Let's try that one instead. So cut this one real quick. Acceptance radius we'll do 30 to 50. And then we want target location as the... Uh-oh, it's not a destination. It's an actor. Well, that's... Well, that's good. That's really good. Oh, this one's the destination. But then we have a whole system for patrol routes. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, but then it sets the next patrol route. Oh, shit. No, that doesn't work. It does do an is valid for the patrol route. So I think we can still use the patrol move to without it breaking anything. Let's try it out. What's the worst that'll happen, right, guys? Oh, God. I can't tell if he played the deceleration or not. Maybe he's just not moving fast enough. That could also be it. Why are you going through the door, man? What's over there? There's nothing over here. Where's this motherfucker going, man? It's... Oh, shit! Man, I hate that guy. That guy fucking sucks. Okay, well, it's not doing anything different. I think what it is maybe he's moving so slow that the deceleration doesn't even matter. I think that's what it is. It's just, it's so slow that it just doesn't even matter. So, I guess we'll just leave it at that then, I guess. I guess. I suppose. I think during combat, I can sort of tell that he's moving in a different way. Still kind of instantly going for it. Still kind of instantly changing path. But... not as bad. I can tell there's a little bit of... you can see there's a little bit of foot sliding, which I would rather that than him instantly going in for an attack. Right. Okay, we have some work we can do there, I think. I think we have some work we can... I think we have a little bit of work that we can maybe do here in terms of this department. I think we got a little bit of work we can do there, I think. A little bit. When you get out of sight from them, they like... I think they're trying to group up, but instead of them getting inside of the room that you're currently in, they like... go in random directions. Man, I think we do need to fix that. I feel like we do need to fix that. Anyways, let's not add more things to add to our list. But although it would be a good thing to add to the list. Is this technically fixed now? Now that we've fixed a bit of the AI, I actually do want to test that. Let's go back to that area where we have to hold the button. I want to see if we maybe fix that a little bit. Here, Faith. Do Ghost with Slow-Mo 5. Let's turn on God mode. And let's get in there. Walk. Slow-Mo 1. Turn it back on. Glad you're enjoying it, Josh. I'm going to try to make sure I don't make the game too hard. Now, that being said, I do have to test the game on lower difficulties. I have been playing at the highest difficulty, so, or not highest, but second highest difficulty. Okay, let's see what the enemy AI are doing. Okay, that guy went in for an attack. We need to give them a different grouping up system. I think that's our problem. Additionally, I think we need to spawn more enemies because it's like kind of plain. It's like whatever. Default difficulty? I don't know what the default difficulty would be. Would that be... Would that be easy? I don't remember what I set the default difficulty to, actually. I want to say it's probably easy or like normal. Like level 2 difficulty, probably. Okay, the AI feels, it feels okay. It feels okay. I think there's some more we could potentially do to it. I think we need to maybe increase the sound of their footsteps a little bit. I think that could maybe be a good idea. Yeah, that could probably be a cool idea to kind of increase their footstep noise. I don't know where I would do that. I actually don't know where I would do that. I don't know if their animation is playing that or something else. Run blend space. That's this. How do you do difficulty in games? You have to just save the value somewhere, and then every time you need to call something specific to that difficulty, you call what that... So in our system, I think we use an integer, 0 being the lowest difficulty, and then I think 3 is the highest difficulty. And then everything basically kind of derives from that. What's the volume? 1, rattle volume. Interesting. So we check over here if this is the player character or not. This is the section where we do enemies. The problem is, I think the sound just has a really, really low attenuation. Footstep sound attenuation. That's pretty big. I'm kind of surprised. Where do we set the sound? Volume multiplier is 1. And then we adjust the step volume, which is a float parameter. Where are we doing that? I don't know where step volume is. In fact, is oh, here it is. Continuous modulator, step volume. So this 0.6 is actually affecting our steps volume. Now my only problem is with that is that might make the step volume for the player character really loud. So I might want to multiply it a bit for the player character, and then the enemies could be a little bit louder. I'm going to pause the music real quick, and then let's increase the volume of the audio. Let's see, hold on. That was loud. Hold on, we can just do this. Let's just decrease it a lot let's just decrease it a bunch for the player character. I really don't think that's too big of an issue. And then the enemies will be a bit louder. Is the shooting really loud? Hold on. Yeah, like I can't really tell that the guy is there. I think what we need to do is we need to give them different sounds. You know what I mean? Like we need to give them different dialogue. Like, you know, like, where are you? Come out! Like shit like that, you know what I mean? I think that's the problem. I think it's just that they only have the footstep sounds. Here, Faith. Like we don't give them any different like audio. I think that's our problem. I think that's the problem. Like footstep sounds is probably not going to be enough. Like we need some like breathing noises and shit. I don't know. we need something. You know what I mean? I think that's the problem. We need a little something rather than just footstep sounds. I don't think footsteps alone is going to be enough. Like we could maybe adjust the footstep attenuation sound a little bit. It's set to, the attenuation function is set to natural sound. I don't know what that means. Let's see here. UE4 attenuation functions. This function attempts to model a more naturalistic fall-off behavior to produce behaviors that closer match reality. This function is kind of a middle ground between the logarithmic and inverse functions. Yeah, it tapers off a lot. The volume attenuation is such that the changes in volume are greater at close distance and lesser at far distance. So we might want logarithmic instead of natural sound. And then what we could do is okay. Yeah, logarithmic seems like we'd want it. Yeah, I think that's probably what we want, I think. Non-spatial radius is 200. Ideally, you know what we should be doing? Is, I think we're replaying the mix. Let's play something different. Sure. We should make it so the enemies have a different spatialization, I think. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. It just feels weird that you're in combat with enemies, and the only sound effects you hear is, huh? What was that? You know, shit like that. I feel like we do need some additional, like, dialogue and sounds and, yeah, I think that's our problem. It feels too empty. We need more than just footstep sounds. I think that's what we need. We need a little bit more to it. I think we need a little bit more to it. I know it's a bit scope creep, but like I do think this would improve the AI a little bit. I do think it would improve it. I think all of them have running sounds, pretty sure. All right, well, whatever. Oh well. What have we fixed today? Enemies not attacking certain sequences. Yeah, we still have this problem. We honestly still have that problem. One of the hand-to-hand executions, lifting enemy over the shoulder causes the... Okay, so let's see what's going on there. let's see what's going on there. So we have core executions, and I believe not that one. I think it's this one. Okay, why is this so loud? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute this for you guys because that's awful. Is the blend root motion causing this to flicker? No, I don't think it would, right? Fear AI 101. I should look up the Fear AI again to see what I could learn from it again. I feel like it's one of those things you just got to keep looking at it. Got to look back at it. I think Fear AI, they like to talk a lot, right? Isn't that the thing? They like to talk a lot. It's a big thing they like to do. I don't see anything in here that could potentially make our camera out of nowhere flicker out of nowhere. It could be that really quick turn. It could be that really quick turn. Let me check if it's one of these other executions. No, it's not that one. Is it possibly this one? Nope, not that one either. I do see with that one, there's a turn rate curve. Maybe we need to edit the curve and add a turn rate at the end here. Not sure if that's necessary. What's one way that I could force the game to play that execution so that we can test this out? Oh, interact, execute. Okay, so attempt to finish execute. I hope I don't bug anything out by forcing it to play this one. I don't think so. And then in the finish execute, we're just going to select the specific execution, which I think is this one. Still happened. These drums. That's the Tarkov soundtrack for you. If you want to take a listen, Tallow, it's called Denial by Gene Byrne. I'm going to move this guy. This was for our AI testing. This is like annoying. So let me just put this here. I'm still seeing that, man. I'm still seeing the flicker going on. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the interp speed would be. Let's try 10 for that. I'm also going to give it a bit longer to blend the root motion. It's that. It's that stupid thing that he's doing when he's turning at the end there. I almost have to like shut off root motion. Right around here. Disable root motion. I feel like that's what I have to do. Whoops. It's I don't know what this turn rate thing does. I think that's for turning, so I don't know why that's happening. Where's my player character? At the end on blend out, we move the component 2, we set the rotation 000 over time at a 0.05 rate. Maybe this needs to be slightly longer, 0.1. Maybe 0.05 is too quick. Yeah, the animation has a very quick turn going on to it that it's just kind of not good. You motherfucker. What's crazy is that I'm also disabled. Maybe I disable the root motion over here entirely. Let me try moving around while I do that, because this could also be impacting movement. I started walking in a random direction because our rotation was incorrect. I don't know which frame it's happening on. Can I slow this down? I can. Yeah, Cartman. Now we only need maybe a melee only option for the arena. There is a modifier to remove your primary weapon altogether. So I guess that's kind of a melee option. Yeah. Thank you though, Cartman. I'm not seeing the... We have process root motion turned on. It happens in such a quick frame. Do only the enemies have melee weapons then? No, it's just the player. So if there's guys with guns, you gotta You got to go in and dodge their bullets while they're shooting at you. God, that sucks. And disabling the root motion is not enough. What does blend root motion do again? Right, that's what it does. Let me see if doing that fixes... Oh, man, this is awful. Still going on, even if we disable the root motion. I don't know if it's this. I don't think it is. We could try increasing the overtime value. I don't think it's that, though. It could be that. Let me try putting this over here. Right after the animation, we blend the root motion. It's still happening. It's happening at the end now, actually. I think it is this. Because the rotation is like being changed during the animation. I think this is, I think it's, Well, now we have the weird problem where our player starts running in the wrong direction. And I could shorten this animation. But how much could I really shorten it until it's like absolutely butchering it? It's a little better. It's still not great. Let me try turning off the disable root motion. I don't know if that fixed anything. I actually don't even know why the camera is being impacted by... Right, because it does... It's rotating the camera. Okay, let's see if we can get it acceptable, in a point where it's acceptable. Oops. Not great, but slightly better. Better, but not great. Could be better. Could be much better. What's our blend out time? 0.15. Let's change that to 0.25. Let's delete the disable root motion because that's clearly not doing anything. We need an option to make it so only enemies have melee weapons. I don't know if I could do that because we'd have to change up a lot of the enemies. Or I'd have to make a system that like deletes them and then spawns them back in. So I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Okay, the flicker is occurring, but it's more subtle. It still happens, it's just a little bit more subtle. Let's try it in third person. Might be more prominent in third person. It's a little bit. So you can see it a slight bit, right? You could see it a slight bit. What if we set blend time, but then shorten the animation a little bit? Shorten it a little bit. We're so close to the end of the attack animation though, man. We're so... It's so close to it. Like the blend out begins right around here, which is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Is this still happening even when we shortened it that much? I see a little bit of it going on. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, do you see that? It's very, it's minimal. It's not as bad as before, but it's still... It kind of looks like it's a part of an effect, but at the same time... Are we still playing? Let's see, is it still turning? He has a little bit of a turn. It's still playing it. I have to still cut out more frames. It's around 67 or 68. Like right around, it's right here. I don't think disabling root motion is going to be enough, but let's see. It honestly, when we do that, it kind of looks worse. Let's try something. My only worry is that we are now like cutting out frames. Ideally, what would be better is we go into the actual animation sequence and we remove that from the animation sequence. Like just entirely remove it from the animation sequence. I'd have to export the animation, go into a program like, I don't know, I wonder if Cascadeur could open it. Let's try just cutting out some of those frames. So that was 67 and 68, give or take. Okay, there we go. We just cut it out. Literally just cut it. But now that we cut it, we cut out so many frames. We might have cut out some of the attack animation frames. It's still happening. It's still happening. Don't tell me. Is the turn still in there? This animation is haunted. This whole animation is haunted. Here we do it over a time 0.03 seconds. Here we do it over a span of 0.2 seconds. Let's try, well, we got 0.25. We got this shit like... Yeah, 0.25. Maybe let's try 0. Let's try shortening it again. Unreal looks scary. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Once you get into it a bit more, everything kind of becomes familiar in some ways. Okay, so cutting those frames actually made it a bit worse. We're going to keep those frames back in. And we're going to do the montage blend that we had. Blend root motion. We're just going to make sure we encompass those frames that we need. And at the very least, we just want it to be very minimal if we can. I think ultimately, if I want this to be the best quality I can make it, I think I have to completely go into the animation and remove that section from the animation sequence entirely. We'd have to remove that like turn that occurs. It's not even in. Wait, what? It's not. Am I going crazy? Maybe it's the blend root motion causing that. Oh, wait, what? So wait, what is the finisher doing? Wait, what's causing the camera to flicker? I'm actually so confused now. What is causing the animation to flicker? Something is causing it to flicker. So, okay, the blend makes sense. I see what it was doing. I'm actually kind of surprised that was even... I'm kind of surprised this, that blend actually, it activates in, kind of surprised that activates in the preview. That's interesting. It's still happening though. It's still that little flicker is still happening. Is it the pelvis? We're not attaching the camera to the pelvis. I don't understand. I don't understand. Am I playing? This is the right animation. This is execution 2, which we're currently editing. I don't really know why the camera... Hold on, let's try something. I missed, apparently. There he goes. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Am I in the right spot? Yeah, I'm in the right spot. Huh. Right. Righto, righto. Okay, righto. You had a Bluetooth? You set the camera lag speed to 8? Oh, yeah, that's normal. Apparently we do that everywhere. So it seems like the camera's zooming and then snapping after it finishes. That's kind of like, yeah, it kind of looks like that's what's going on, eh? It's doing a little something weird. What if I set this over a time period of 0.01? Make that motherfucker real quick. Cartman, in the 1.0 there will be. There is a God mode modifier. You notice the montage has 2 rotations it plays through. This blend root motion is something I made a while back that'll blend our mesh in the right direction. That being said, hold on. No, I think this is... Let's try ease out and ease in. Let's try... Let's see. Let's put that to 0.5. Let's see if this fucking thing causes any weird problems. Rip. Watch the animation loop as 2 separate rotations. Maybe each execution goes between them. Are you talking about the local rotation versus the reference rotation? Is that what you're talking about? I am kind of confused as to why the blend root motion is setting our mesh component, which is a skeletal mesh, rather than setting... I guess it makes sense. Kind of. Sort of makes sense. Kind of, sort of makes sense. What's weird is that it's just happening to this animation. It's only happening to this execution animation. What did I do different with this one? Maybe by the time we get to the end of this animation, we're already facing forward, Whereas maybe for this one, but it's facing forward too. I'm so fucking confused. I don't understand. I am extremely confused. I don't get what is going on. Yup. Yep. Let's try this without the move component too. Let's try without that. I'm moving to the I'm moving in random directions now. As you can tell, based on the fact that this is occurring. Yep. Sounds about right. Okay. So this happens on blend out and uninterrupted. What we call it later on? I don't understand, but I'm sure there's a reasoning for it. Let's do 0.05, turn blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Compile, save. Maybe to reset the relative location. No, it's just because I'm stupid, and you know what I did? I, instead of us using our aiming in top-down, actually in both third person as well. Here, I'll show you. Instead of us using our capsule for rotation, I had the wise-ass idea 4 years ago to instead turn the pawn. So I actually I turned the skeleton. I only turn the skeleton. I don't actually turn his capsule. So what ends up happening is during a root motion, which turns the capsule, everything gets fucked. Because I'm an idiot. Why is it snapping? Why are you snapping? What if this is playing twice on blend out and on interrupt? No, I wouldn't do that. Refactor incoming? Yeah, for the next video game. For the next game. What if instead of doing it gradually, we just instantly set the rotation? Huh? Think about that one, huh? How do you, what the, oh, whatever. No, I have to do it this way. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Target Z. 0. Delta time. Frame delta time. Interp speed. I'm sure this won't break any of the other animations, right? Oh, shit, fuck. I don't know if that'll work, but it would appear that's what we're doing. Future Crimson is going to be happily refactoring that shit? Nah, man. I'm just moving on. If I do an Xbox release, if it has a couple bugs, you know? Yeah. Yeah, you know. What? Yep. But now, did I break all of the other animations? Now, the question is, did I break all of the other animations? I fixed. Oh yeah, third person. Let's test third person real quick. Good call. Good call. Good call. It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely amazing. It looks beautiful. Let's we could yeah, we could put yeah. It looks wonderful. Let's do 6.5. Okay, but then the question is, did I break the rest of the game? I don't think I did. However, that being said, I think we can delete these move component too, because the whole point of this thing was to reset the rotation, and clearly we don't need it anymore. So, and I probably don't need that. Although, I guess this is a good safety check to set it back to 0. All right. I think we should be good. Let's go ahead and test all of the other animations. So for my sanity, let's go ahead and test all of the finishers first. Let's go to finisher 1. Finisher 1 coming up. Let's do finisher 1, but face the opposite direction. Not great. Not great. Not fantastic. It happens over a time span of 3.3 seconds. Let's try it here, blend root motion, and then increase the interp speed. It looks kind of cool. It's just happening really, 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 really fast. Let's slow down the interp speed, perhaps. Okay, it looks okay. It looks all right. It looks okay. It looks okay. Is there a little bit of a snapping going on when we're blending out? No, it looks okay. It looks all right. It passable. Maybe this fixes all of our things. Let's try finisher 2, but we have the blend out like looking in the opposite direction again. So what's the default direction? I think that is our default direction for that. This one's not perfect. Not perfect. It might be because I raised the speed. So let's try an interpolation speed of 4. Whatever. Move on to the next one. Finisher 3. Let's see. Let's make sure that it has that blend root motion. We can probably start the animation as we're getting up. I miss UE 4.23. That shit ran on my 6GB VRAM laptop. You could still use UE 4.23. You know what I mean? Don't put in like a suplex or something, wrestling like a power bomb or so we could change the moveset or something. We got that one, but is that a suplex? I guess that is a suplex. The chances that happens though, with all of the other animations, is pretty low when the player does stuff like that. Have you considered making that camera shock more intense on the slams? I could. I think the reason why I didn't put it on this one at the right time is because I think it breaks stuff. Like if I put it right here, I think the enemy like flies away or something. Actually, it's not so bad. Well, I feel like you don't see enough of that the impact, unfortunately. Let's try it where it was originally. I think it was like right here. I don't really tell the difference, to be honest. I do want to put, like, instead of a kick sound when they hit the ground, like a crunchy... Maybe we layer something on top of here, like a skull cracking sound. Let me mute real quick because I'm going to be going through some sounds. It's probably going to be very, very loud because it plays it at full volume. I have some better bone break sounds. I would just have to get it. I'm going to get it because it's fucking... These are weak. These are weak! They're weak! It's weak! Let's see here. Close combat. Body fall, body grab, bone break hard. Actually, these kind of don't sound that good either. Let me try one of these. Hold on. I got. Yeah, I don't really like that one. We'll try this and then lower the pitch and then follow the right hand. No, don't follow the right hand. All right, follow. I just play it there. Sure. Forgot to unmute. I know, because it's in 100% volume. There's wrestling moves. You can switch them off, like an actual move. Move set change. But it doesn't force wrestling moves down your throat. These are like borderline wrestling moves. There was some worse ones that I think were like way closer to wrestling than this. I didn't want to get too close to wrestling, but okay, that sounds a lot better. Wait, do we have the blend root motion in there? Oh, ooh. Why is it instantly occurring? You know what? I want to see if removing this is fine. I want to see if removing that is okay. You got the blend root motion in there. It's happening over a relatively long period of time, so I'm kind of surprised. We're doing number 3, finisher 3. I took out setting the rotation. And he's still not blending. Let's slow down the interp speed perhaps. It's like 3. Maybe he's like instantly rotating. What?
Shit my pants, I did. Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. Something weird going on. Voodoo or something? I don't know. Some voodoo or something. I don't know what's going on here. Malcolm, thank you for the prime. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. He instantly turns. Am I playing the right animation or something? Like, am I playing the wrong animation? I'm playing the right animation. I don't understand. It's not that. This is not causing it to break. Yeah, I don't know. Right, Miyazaki, but I would like to test it in all directions. Because a player is going to probably be playing in all directions, right? So we have to kind of test it out. But there is a snap going on. Ideally, it would blend like the other ones, but it's not. Like for some reason, likely the blend back to the animation pose being far too fast. Like, let's try this. We have the interp speed at 3. Let's try 1. I feel like it's just not even playing. It has clearly 0.4 frames. We have a blend out time of 0.15. Let's try this. Let's just try a whole different... We're just going to delete it and then put it back in. The good old plug it out and plug it back in kind of deal. If this works, I swear. Nope. Let's see if maybe it has the wrong animation. Maybe it has the wrong group. The group is currently set to action. This one is also set to action. I'm pretty sure I literally like duplicated them. Maybe the animation sequence has something different. No. Looks about right. We're in a whole different territory of weird now. Yeah. Manisha, thank you for the raid, by the way. Thank you, appreciate it. We're over here trying to fix things. Having a jolly old time. Maybe this isn't able to get the mesh component, and so it's not able to get the world context. Is there a way I could get world context without... No, that doesn't make any sense. The mesh component should... No worries, got to run, but I hope you have a wonderful stream. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Hopefully you don't end up stuck with a bug like this. This is awful. There's something I'm doing in this animation that is different from the other animations. Not really, it's kind of doing the same thing. Yeah, so here's what it's supposed to do. I'll show you guys what it's supposed to do with a different animation. So I go to finisher 2. Let's see if this is still working. Maybe somehow I just broke everything. Yeah, we have that like that smooth turn, albeit not as smooth as I would like it. It's doing that, which is what it's supposed to do, right? But then for some reason with finisher 3, it's instantly snapping. Instantly snapping. A bit weird. A bit weird. Let's see, what if I increase the blend out time? Let me just try a couple things. Whoops. Huh. That worked a little better, but I guess it's using the blend out time to do it for us. What's weird is that we set the blend out time in the other animations to a much smaller value. So a bit of weird. You know, Delta? Is this UE6? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's do this then. Let's maybe increase the blend out time even more, which should smooth it out even further. We get a little bit of weird rotations going, but nothing too major. Yeah, he's not blending towards the direction that I want. I'm actually wondering if maybe get desired character rotation. I think it's the world's context object. We get the anim instance from this, right? If we do that as a world context object, do we get a proper blend? I don't know. I actually could not tell if that was correct or not. In this case, I don't really know what to feed the world context object. Not sure, but let's go ahead and test number 4. Wait, where am I? Number 4. Finisher number 4. I wish you could you, is there a way to like just click on a reference to something and immediately open that file? If I shift click it, if I control click it, alt click it, no. I have to click browse and then find, and then go to, like, is there no way of doing that? Is that in UE5? Anybody know? Is there any way for me to open this file just so I can edit it? It'll come in UE6. Of course. Oh, I could do that. Wait, no, I can't. Never mind. I can't just click on it and then navigate to it. We don't need turn rate in here. I'm actually kind of surprised we have that here to begin with. I guess that is a bit of a suplex. It's a little bit of a suplex. You know why I put this in? Because I just loved seeing... Who's the actor for Thor? I just loved seeing Chris, whatever his name is, do those moves in Extraction. Like breaking people's necks and shit. Chris Hemsworth, there you go. I kind of want to put a neck snap sound effect in there again as well, because I feel like that's such an integral thing with the other sound effect as well. Kind of sells more of the feeling that yeah, Extraction was cool, man. I hope that's the right frame. I'm gonna assume it is. Let's also add the other sound effect that's in there too. the kick sound. The kick adds a bit of bass to it. Dude, I click here, I go here, I click here, I click Control V. Okay, now it pastes. There was a Reddit post about that person that was saying the UX of like UE is like inconsistent and awkward and horrible and blah blah blah. There was some guy on Reddit that was like, no, this isn't true. This isn't true. Skill issue. Skill. And I just experienced it right here. I clicked Control V, and then it pasted here, and then pasted a second time because I didn't know it was there. Kind of want to rewatch them. Yeah, man, they're all really good. Oh, you know what I did with the other one? What? What happened? I made the bone break sound occur slightly afterwards. Slightly afterwards. You know what I mean? Give it a slight little delay. Yeah. It kind of separates the sounds a bit. There we go. Okay, now let's test the rotation. Yeah, it looks good, man. I don't know what that one animation was just haunted. It just didn't want to work. It didn't want to blend. I don't get it. Which one was it? Was it number 3? I think it was number 3. Let's try number 3 again. It's fine now, so whatever, I guess. All right, we're good. Now, we need to test all the other animations to make sure that I didn't break anything. That would be pretty important. So we're going to delete that. We're going to put that back in. And now all of the executions should play. However, the blending should be improved a little bit. That one's happening instantly. That one just turns. Yeah, I could fix the other ones probably by increasing a little bit of their blend out time. Yeah, it's looking okay. Yeah, it looks okay. I think it's fine. I think at least that camera snap in that one animation that we had is improved. That was my biggest concern, and I think we mostly fixed that. I would potentially like us to see us getting away from this move component too. That could be kind of nice. We could see if maybe we can test all the gun executes real quick. make sure those are working pretty well. You got a 5 stone? How's it going? We might have to do the same thing where we do the blend outs on all of these as well. The problem with that animation is that's already... When does this gem come out? The 1.0? Hopefully within like a week? A week or two? Ideally, I'd like to release this before June. Have you played around anything with the new movement system? I remember mentioning it in some releases ago, but I still haven't tried using it. New movement system? You talk about Mover? Mover? Yeah, Mover 2.0. I have not messed around with it yet, but I've been, whenever they post any documentation or stuff about it, I always read up on it. I think there's like a whole, I think there is now a whole documentation page for it. Unreal Engine Mover. Yeah, there's a whole page now of them going through the differences between Mover and character movement component. I'm really looking forward to this, man. I think this is a very good step forward. But yeah, here you go. Here's the link. I do think this is going to be a huge step forward for the engine, because I think, myself included, I mostly just use the character movement component because I don't know how to create my own system. So them kind of exposing this while giving a lot more control, I think is going to be a big step forward. They're probably just going to be random Cartman. They're a little bit controlled. Like if you have no ammo, I think we have a system where if you have no ammo, it's going to do the unarmed ones, like the knife execution or the finisher. If you have ammo, it'll do the gun execution. If you have a secondary weapon, it does the secondary weapon execution, which we only have one of, which I think is the katana. That entire system built just for one animation. Yep. I think for the gun executes, we might be able to... Oh. It does have a blend out. Is Mover more performant? I believe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so you can disable settings a lot easier and all this other stuff. So I would assume one of their biggest changes they probably want to make is also improve the performance of it, while also improving, I think they also want to improve networking. I don't remember what the point was, like what they're actually going to do with it to improve the networking, but I remember they wanted to do something to improve the networking. Documentation at the very least, and an acceptable guide for browsing source code for learning further. You know, the thing that really is funny is I understand, like, everybody, it's weird because you got some people that say the documentation is horrible and some people that are saying the documentation is great. I'm in the middle, I think. There's parts of the engine where the documentation isn't great, but I'm not going to yell at Epic for that. Like, the documentation team is probably doing the best that they can with what they got. It's just so bureaucratic. I think, honestly, everybody's complaining about the documentation, even people that have experience, big experience with the engine. It's like, dude, be the change you want to see then. Start making some fucking... Don't know what to say. Like, if you want more documentation, maybe try to be the person that makes more documentation. There's just so many things. Yeah, we have a leg sweep. Do we have rifle executions? I don't have any animations for it, so I don't know if I can, yeah. Really wanted to redo the whole system from the ground up. The thing is, the thing that's funny is the reason they have a whole quote where like they weren't expecting so many people to use the character movement component in all of their projects, even for their final characters, myself included. They actually meant it to be just a like demo component. They meant for it to be like kind of like just a beginnings for people to get their character stuff moving, but it became such an integral part of the engine, and the character class became so like in tune with everyone, like everyone started using it even like for final stuff, that I think Mover is their attempt of like fixing that and making it better and actually more commercial, I guess. So yeah. How long did this game take? Like around 4 years, a lot longer than it should have. How long have I been making games with UE? Like 10 years. Or so. Which, to be honest, I don't feel proud of, because it's like, I feel like I'm not at the level where I'd want to be at 10 years. To say 10 years. So we'll see. Once we start doing more C++ and whatnot, I think I'll be a little bit more confident with that. But I don't feel like I've been using it for 10 years. Let's check everything in third person too, because this is pretty important as well. Yeah, I've been using the engine since it was subscription. Since this was a subscription base. I still remember when they refunded everyone's subscription. I think I got like, that was my first marketplace asset. They gave us credits for the marketplace, and I think they gave me like 10 or 20 bucks or something. That was funny. My first asset was like a character model. And here I am now, 10 years later, and I have like, I don't know, like $10,000 worth of assets now. God, I hate that. I hate when that happens. When you're like playtesting and your mouse gets too close to the bottom, so now you lose focus on the game, and then if you click or right click at all, it ends up focusing the taskbar. I don't know how to change that. I'm back. Kids just failed the job interview. Hey, you'll get him in the next one, man. How many games did I release in those 10 years? Do you consider a demo to be a game? All right. I'll say we improved it. We at least fixed that snapping issue. That was the biggest problem, was the camera snapping. So I'd say the executions feel a bit better. Then it was probably over 10 years? Probably over 10 years. 10 plus. Do you recommend going to school for UE for programming and stuff, or can you manage with tutorials? I think you should not go to school primarily just for Unreal Engine or just for game development. I think it is best to, if you're going to go to school, I would recommend doing like computer science or something that is more broad than just specifically to game development or specifically to UE. Otherwise, I think you can manage with a lot of online content. I think there's a lot of online content that you can manage with. I was able to do it. I didn't go to school or anything like that. But that being said, everyone's a bit different. So I'd say try it out on your own first. If you feel like it's going in a good direction, then maybe you go to school. Honestly, I think the biggest reason to get a degree, or going to school is to get a degree that makes it easier to move country or to work abroad. Yeah. Good, Ghost. I was able to do it and didn't go to school 8 years ago. Never done any programming or anything. Hey, there you go. The thing I don't like about that animation is it seems more like it's from the back kind of execution. Like, why is the character suddenly turning? I don't really like that one very much. But I'm not an animator, so... For me, I kind of have to take what I can get. A lot of these are kind of marketplace animations, or one of our past animators that used to work on the project did a couple. So... Yeah, the animation looks more like a backstab, like you're going from behind, kind of like this. Like, it seems more like it's meant for that, but, you know, oh well. Wait, what's going on? When we do the backstab, why is he... It's a different animation. Where are we doing backstab? This is kind of an older system. What are we doing in pre-execute? I think we're going to want to call pre-execute instead of whatever we're doing here. So delete this. Delete that. Delete this. Delete that. Delete that. We want to keep that. These are unique. Toggle flashlight laser. Delete that. And the knife is okay. I think that's about it. Okay. Let's see if that fixes any. I don't think it will. I think. But whatever. Yeah, it's still happening. Wait, maybe it's because I'm executing too quickly. I think that's what it's. I think that's what it is. I think I'm doing it too quickly before the enemy is like. Yeah, I think that was a non-issue. I think that was. See, you can see he's I think he's not loaded in yet. All right. I think it's a non-issue, but at least we fixed that, which I think would have probably caused some issues. Access none trying to read property, enemy being executed. Does the backstab system It does not use enemy being executed. I also don't think this is needed anymore. Actually, just in case, I'm gonna leave it in there, just in case I break something. Just in case I break something, I probably just want to put it out, you know what I mean? Oh, whoops. Testing the wrong thing. Alright, should be fine. C++ versus Blueprint? Both. Both. Use them both. I use them both. I use them both. I use both. I can't speak. Trying to learn more now that we can make them in UE now. Yeah, my next two things I need to learn, next three, I guess. I want to learn how to use the gameplay ability system a lot more and become a lot more familiar with it. I want to learn C++ a lot more, become a lot more familiar with that too. And then networking and multiplayer, because ultimately the end goal is I do want to make multiplayer games. So those are the three things I would like to learn. Big ticket ones that I'd like to learn a lot more of. Niagara could be cool. Render targets, making some cool system stuff. Like that could be also pretty cool, but I don't think that's like a huge endeavor. I could probably learn that pretty well with some tutorials, and watching a bunch of Prismatica videos could probably teach me a lot of that. So, and potentially reading how he did his plugin would probably help me quite a bit as well. So it's most likely what I'm going to end up doing. Okay. I don't know what we were fixing, if we were even fixing anything. I think we're just fixing without any specific direction. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, I'm gonna go. It's been 4 hours. I don't even know how it's been 4 hours. I will be back tomorrow, where we will get more done, hopefully. I need to get started working on the trailer. I need to get that done, I think, this week. I want to have that released by like Friday. The announcement trailer for the 1.0. Yeah. Do a co-op game next? Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not doing PvP or any of that. It's always going to be co-op. Co-op / PvE. Playing with friends, blah, 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 invite friends. I probably no server browser, to be honest. That's going to be kind of like the flow of what I would end up doing. That being said, I feel like I've remembered so many instances of games coming out with co-op and then people getting angry that there's no server browser. And they made a negative review based off of that alone, having no server browser. So, server browser, who cares? Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Take it easy. Have a great day. And, yeah. I'll see you later. Take it easy. Goodbye.